Okay, hello, welcome to my channel. I'm Dawn, also known as Judo when I'm gaming. And today I'm going to be talking about my favorite movies or like the best movies. So I wanted to do like the widest range of movies possible so that I can cover everyone's taste. So I'm going to go by genre. If I miss out your favorite movie, I'm sorry, but I just wanted to go quickly through each genre. So here we go. Going to talk about the greatest movies of all time. We'll start with my favorite movie, The Empire Strikes Back, Star Wars. An absolute classic. I love everything about it. Classic characters, classic action. The plot's great. Big twists. Yeah, this movie is probably my favorite movie of all time. I just like every single thing about it. I like the old school effects. Science fiction action film is like my favorite genre as well, so that suits me. The greatest villain of all time, probably, with Darth Vader. One of the greatest heroes of all time with Luke Skywalker. And the rest of the supporting characters are all great. The spaceships look great, the robots look great, the directing is fantastic in it. It's really a complete vision as well, where it doesn't go off on too many random tangents or anything like that. So yeah, my number one pick for greatest movie of all time, The Empire Strikes Back. But yeah, Empire Strikes Back, if you haven't seen it, I feel like it's a must-watch movie. It's maybe too overhyped, like that might ruin it, but other than that, every single thing about the original Star Wars trilogy is really good. So next on the list, another one I feel is like an obvious pick, which is Jurassic Park. Who doesn't love dinosaurs, you know? What's not to love about dinosaurs? Has it all for me. Love the dinosaurs, love a creature feature, great cast, very like consistent flowing plot and action, great special effects, some fantastic iconic moments and brilliant cinematography. It's definitely a must-watch movie if you like dinosaurs. I know that dinosaurs probably is not for everybody. Some people would find it childish, but I freaking love dinosaurs, so yeah. I definitely recommend Jurassic Park. Yeah, the dinosaurs are so cute in it. This definitely captured my imagination when I was a child, and yeah. Who didn't want to go to Jurassic Park? Even though they make it out to be super dangerous, I still wanted to go. See, there was puppets from Jim Henson's studio in Star Wars and the puppets from Jim Henson's studio in this, so I think the theme here is that I like the old school puppets. And Steven Spielberg, one of the greatest directors of all time, and this is probably one of his best movies as well. So next on the list, I feel like is another obvious one, which is The Matrix. The Matrix is a fantastic movie, and it's probably my second. I'm not sure. It could be my second favorite movie of all time after Empire Strikes Back. It definitely was like revolutionary at the time, and it was also the first DVD I ever saw because my family bought a DVD player pretty much just to watch The Matrix because it was that good. I think it still holds up today. Classic science fiction dystopia, which is definitely a genre I like. The plot's very good, very interesting, with a really good script. Keanu Reeves, everybody does say is a wooden actor, but I think it suits the role here. Agent Smith is totally iconic in it. The with the bullets, also iconic. The green on the black, yeah, like that mix of fantasy and reality, it's perfectly done in The Matrix. So next up we have The Dark Knight. I love Batman. He's one of my favorite characters. I love the Joker as a villain. I think he's a great villain because yeah, so Batman represents like he's a really good logical hero, great detective. Detectives are always pretty logical. And the Joker being like chaotic and not logical makes them a very good like cat and mouse rivalry where so I was very skeptical about Heath Ledger getting cast as a Joker originally because he just seemed at the time to be a romantic leading man type that was pretty much the opposite of what the Joker is. But he's so good in it. Christian Bale's great in it. Heath Ledger's great in it. Again, Heath Ledger's probably not like my classic Joker, but in terms of the movie's really good and he's really good in it. Oh yeah, the iconic scenes, him burning all the money. Love the cars and stuff. Maybe if only I was younger when the movie came out, I probably would have had all those toys of the motorbike and the car. Yeah, just so many great shots in this movie. The directing was great. Is it Christopher Nolan? Obviously, this being the greatest movies list, I will probably say that all the directing is great, all the acting is great, all the plots are great, all the scripts are great, all of the effects are great, so I'll try not to repeat that too much, but it is just the truth. Michael Caine, another bit of a scene stealer in it. So, the next genre, kids' movies, we're going to start off with Who Framed Roger Rabbit, the iconic whodunit about a cartoon hero that's wanted for murder, and the detective that pursues him by going through the cartoon world. It definitely references a lot of the old Acme cartoons, you know, Looney Tunes, Tom and Jerry, all that sort of old style stuff. The script in it is amazing, the characters are really brought to life, and it's a jaunty plot, like it just kind of, it doesn't get too slow at any times. Has some fantastic jokes in it, like some of the humor in it is so freaking funny. But Roger is just such a lovable babyface in it. Complete love and adoration for his wife, who's another scene stealer. She's great in it. They're really a cute couple in it, and you definitely like cheer for Roger. You kind of want Roger to be found innocent because it's a good pairing in any movie really when you have like the grumpy guy and then the stupid one that makes all the silly jokes that annoys the grumpy one. Bob Hoskins plays it completely like deadpan as well, which I think contributes to the movie because he's just so serious while everything else is so silly in it. So the next best kids film of all time is The Lion King. The Lion King is a Shakespearean play, but it's done for children with animals in it and songs. And it works so well because Shakespeare was such a great writer and he wrote such great plots. And this is a really amazing adaptation of Shakespeare, to the point that I think a lot of people don't even know it's Shakespeare. But yeah, it's a classic plot of sort of the Game of Thrones betrayal. Turns into a bit of a road movie with his iconic friends. Yeah, I love all the songs in Lion King. The thing with Lion King is it's literally Shakespeare but done as an Elton John musical. But it somehow works. Like it somehow still works really freaking well. The next greatest kids film on the list is Jungle Book. The original Jungle Book. Up there with Lion King. That's in my opinion the two best Disney movies, and the songs in Jungle Book are amazing. Like I love all the songs in it. I used to totally go crazy for this movie. Well, not crazy, but I used to love this movie when I was a child, and love to listen to all the songs, the bare necessities and stuff like that. I think the voice actors did a great job in it. Really brought the characters to life and were very good at singing. The animation's great in it. I love all the art. It's decently paced and yeah, iconic characters. So next I'll move on to the greatest horror movies. And we'll start with Silence of the Lambs, which is one of my favourite films. I love Jodie Foster in it. I love a strong female lead in a movie, and she plays it perfectly. She plays it very serious, very believable. You really sort of get behind her, want her to do well in it. It has glimpses into the life and difficulties that she has working as a female police officer in the FBI. Very iconic characters. I think everybody remembers this scene. It's been parodied a lot of times where she goes to meet Hannibal Lecter for the first time and he's excited to meet her because she's sort of like a fresh mind for him to get into. And he spends a lot of time trying to get into her mind while she's also spending a lot of time trying to get into hers, while they both pursue a case. But yeah, the relationship between Agent Starling and Hannibal Lecter in it is one of the best on-screen relationships. It's really intense. So the next horror film in the greatest horror films of all time is The Thing. I love this movie. It's a whodunit movie where there's a alien creature that can take over your body, and they're not sure who is infected by it or not. Tense atmosphere where they can't get away, but you know, the creature is among them. I wouldn't say that it was particularly gory. The most scary scene in it is like a plasticine scene where basically the monster's like made out of plasticine in this movie. So, but the special effects for being like practical effects where yeah, stuff's made out of plasticine and stuff look really good. I love Kurt Russell. I want to give an honourable mention to Escape from New York that I almost put on the list, but it's not actually a really good movie. I just love Escape from New York as well. Kurt Russell's yeah great in this movie as the hero who's trying to work out who the alien is. But yeah, fantastic whodunit movie. I love trying to work out who the thing is during the course of the movie. Next on, I told you before I love a strong female lead, and we have Sigourney Weaver in Aliens. Again, it's a science fiction horror, so it's right up my alley, and it's my favorite of the franchise, though I like them all, even the bad ones, and I even read the novels. It was very coolly done, and the atmosphere in it, where everything's kind of dark. You've got the art from Geiger. I love the alien. The alien's such a cool creature. But it's the intelligence of the creature that I always liked. I like that the alien bides its time and is intelligent. I think it's supposed to be far more intelligent than humans. But yeah, I love the classic verses of girl versus girl, and it's Sigourney Weaver versus the female alien monster. Yeah, I love Sigourney Weaver. She's so cool. So we have another sequel because maybe the sequels are often better than the originals. Just saying, controversial, I know. We have Evil Dead 2. This one is mostly all set in this one house, and it's mostly just Bruce Campbell on his own. And as he goes more and more, he gets more and more exasperated by the evil spirits that are kind of annoying him and torturing him. But yeah, so in the first movie it's him and his friends, but in the second movie it's just Bruce Campbell. And Bruce Campbell is such a great actor. He gives such great facials that he makes this movie so good. Like, his reactions to everything are so funny. Like, yeah, this movie is genuinely, like, hilarious. And you can see here, the effects are so silly and so funny, like, most of the time. The first Evil Dead is a serious movie, but this one is more just silly and funny. Bruce Campbell, he makes that movie brilliant. Bruce Campbell, iconic in that movie. So next we're going to go to the best comedies of all time, and we're going to start with the classic Monty Python and the Holy Grail. I love Life of Brian as well. There's so many funny scenes in it, classic memorable scenes. It takes a lot of twists and turns. I don't know, like it just comes out of left field, I think is the best way to put it. Where yeah, you don't know what's gonna happen, like you don't know where they're gonna go with so many of the jokes. Fantastic script, and the whole Monty Python cast are brilliant in it. So funny. A lot of really memorable stuff like the Black Knight and the Holy Hand Grenade. It's another movie where Graham Chapman, the lead actor in it, plays the role so seriously. He takes it really serious in the movie where he kind of reacts seriously to stuff. But the rest of what's going on is just ridiculous. It's so over the top. Yeah, I love that scene where they're trying to debate like who a witch is, what a witch is. It's so freaking funny. Next comedy on my greatest movies list is Anchorman. I know it's a bit cliched, but it's so quotable. So many funny lines in it. It's basically about sexism in the news industry during the 70s. But Will Ferrell, brilliant in the role as Ron Burgundy, and So is his supporting cast where you've got like Paul Rudd, Steve Carell. Basically, they're all brilliant in it, and the script is just so funny. I guess his tone deaf reaction to like a lot of the changes that's going on in society kind of is really what brings the movie to life. But yeah, Anchorman, great comedy for like lines. Like it has so many funny one-liners. It's almost too good that it's like a meme that how good it is. Next greatest comedy film, we've got Zoolander, classic Ben Stiller, Owen Wilson film about the fashion industry, where they're both models and they have a rivalry. It has a sort of slight weird political angle in it as well, but this is another movie that's the script, it's the lines in it. There's so many funny moments, funny lines in it. Ben Stiller plays the role of the dumb fashion model like perfectly. At the time, it had some of the most cameos of any movie, where they tried to make it look real by filming like interviews at actual fashion shows, but it also gets really silly and ridiculous. I think Ben Stiller as the idiotic model, yeah, he just works perfectly in it. I like a lot of Ben Stiller movies, but that's definitely his best one in my opinion. The next classic comedy on the list is Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. I'm sure everybody's had their travel plans delayed, so it's a really relatable movie. Another film that's mostly about the relationship between a stern, grumpy character and a silly, annoying, joking character, where the silly one will make stupid, insensitive jokes, and the grumpy one's gonna get mad and get annoyed all the time. Yeah, I really like this movie. It's really heartwarming and funny. Steve Martin's in a lot of great movies as well, so is John Candy, but this is probably their best movie. I think it's an all-time great comedy film. Office Space, one of the all-time greatest comedy movies. Yeah, it's Mike Judge who did Beavis and Butthead and King of the Hill. King of the Hill, also one of the greatest comedies. So it's about a guy that works in an office and he doesn't really like the way the company's ran. So he starts to do less and less work. And that's basically the premise for the movie. And it's so good. Jennifer Aniston's great in it as well. Yeah, so he starts to do less and less work. And it's just so funny. Like, if you've had a job or you've worked in an office, it's a very relatable movie. And yeah, timeless classic. There's so many great rage moments, such funny dialogue. Like I love the relationships between the guys in it. Yeah, it's got the guy, I forget his name, but he's like the chief doctor in Scrubs. He was in this before he was in Scrubs, and this is kind of like what probably made him more famous. But yeah, I definitely recommend this movie if you like comedies and you've ever worked in an office or certain types of workplace. You'll totally relate to this movie. So, we're talking about the greatest movies of all time. If you have any favorites, let me know. Let me know. So, the next movie is, yeah, sorry, next category is black and white movies. I didn't really want to make black and white movies a category, but I feel like in today's age, if you recommend a movie to someone and you don't tell them it's in black and white, they would not be happy about that when they discovered it was black and white. This is another satire, same as Brazil, but this one is about the Cold War between America and the Allies and with Russia. This is a timeless movie that's mostly set in the one war boardroom where they're trying to work out whether they should bomb Russia before they get bombed. And it is, yeah, it's a timeless movie. I feel like this movie is still way too accurate. It's a bit of a send up of the government and of the military, and particularly not the actual soldiers themselves, but the politicians and the generals that decide whether people go to war. It's about them, and yeah, this is a comedy. It's Peter Sellers, who's probably most famous for The Pink Panther. Another movie I was tempted to put on the list, but I feel like this is his best movie. A dark political satirical comedy. It's way ahead of its time, and it's still as relevant now as it ever was when it was made, in my opinion. A lot of the characters are super iconic in it. You know, Doctor Strangelove himself is very iconic as the German scientist. Peter Sellers plays a lot of characters in it. Peter Sellers as the president, and he's on the phone. Like, yeah, I don't want to. This is a thing. I don't want to ruin too much about any of these movies, but yeah, a lot of great scenes. Peter Sellers is fantastic in it. Very iconic movie. Very deep and well thought out movie with a great script. It's a war movie and it is a satirical comedy, so not for everybody. So the next black and white movie on the best black and white movies section of my video is one of my favorite movies of all time, Sunset Boulevard. I absolutely love this movie. This movie is probably the oldest movie on this list. I think it's from 1950. And it's about an actress who was huge during silent movies and how she's no longer popular now that movies have words in them, like people talk in the movies. So an old silent movie star that can't quite get over the fame that she used to have and doesn't quite understand why she isn't treated the same as she used to be treated, to the point of being a little bit insane. So she hires someone to come and work for her, and that's basically it. But this character of Norma Desmond is very, very interesting. Very good character. The actress really brings it to life. She has an aura and a fierceness to her that is very iconic, very memorable. The dialogue and script in this movie is fantastic. I wouldn't say it's not plot heavy movie. Most of the movie is just set in her house while he's working for her, and that's it really. Norma Desmond here, she's just such an iconic character in it. I love all of her scenes. She's a fantastic actress. So next portion is not my expertise, but we're gonna do best cowboy movies. So we'll start with The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, classic Clint Eastwood movie. Just an all-round great movie. Jaunty paced movie, great big fight at the end of it, fantastic directing, fantastic soundtrack, iconic portrayal of the character, or an iconic character from, oh, he's great as a villain as well, but from Clint Eastwood. This is probably the greatest Western of all time. And I think it's like one of these kind of generically liked movies that almost everybody would like this movie. I definitely think of cowboy movies as being like Sunday afternoon movies, so that's not my favorite genre. But yeah, you cannot beat the iconic Clint Eastwood in Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Fantastic movie and fantastic performance all round. So the next greatest Western of all time, or cowboy movie of all time, is Blazing Saddles. I don't know if you guys are going to let me away with this one. I feel like it is definitely a classic Western movie, as you can maybe see looking at it. But this one is actually a comedy. Yeah, this movie is a comedy, and it's particularly a comedy about the racial issues of, like, cowboy times. It's a movie about the first black sheriff in the town and how he had trouble getting people to respect him. But it's a comedy. It's not like done very seriously. But it's a great buddy movie where Gene Wilder, who I honestly could have put a lot of his movies on this list because I feel like Gene Wilder is a fantastic actor. But yeah, it's their relationship that really makes this movie come through. Because you have, like, I think he's like an alcoholic ex-sheriff, and then the new sheriff who's a young black guy that people just don't respect because of the colour of his skin. It was very forward thinking and ahead of its time when it came out. A very deep movie, a masterpiece, just a fantastic comedy film. But yeah, Blazing Saddles, one of the all-time greatest movies, definitely one of the greatest westerns. The next historical type, like biographical drama, is that the best way to put it, is Quills. That I love this movie. The cast is fantastic. We've got Kate Winslet, we've got Joaquin Phoenix, we've got Michael Caine, Like, and the lead character, Geoffrey Rush. What a cast that is! That is an incredible cast, in my opinion. It's about the writer Marquis de Sade, who used to write pornographic books during the Napoleonic era, and he got put in a mental hospital for writing these pornographic books, even though they were selling very well. And he he is famous for having all of his books seized from people and put on the palace lawn and set on fire, which is such an iconic image of censorship that it still gets brought up. Like Fahrenheit 451 was basically written as a reference to that. But this movie itself, it's funny. It's very funny. It's about a chaste priest played by Joaquin Phoenix who's trying to make the Marquis de Sade less of a pervert. But Marquis de Sade is a pervert, and nothing that Joaquin Phoenix can really do to change that. Michael Caine is fantastic in it. Yeah, basically an all-round fantastic movie. The directing's great in it, the script is great in it, all the actors and characters are fantastic in it. It has it all, from comedy to history to romance, full shebang in this movie. And it's probably one of the most underrated movies on this list because I don't think a lot of people have heard or seen it. But yeah, love Kate Winslet, love Michael Caine, brilliant movie. So this biographical drama is also not very well heard of. It's about a character I personally find very interesting, which is Rasputin, the Dark Servant. He's played by Alan Rickman. This movie is Alan Rickman and Ian McKellen, who's more famous for playing Gandalf. And this was a made-for-TV movie that was basically funded as like a historical movie. You know, just to recreate like history rather than to make money. This is a non-profit movie, that's what I'm looking for. This is a non-profit history movie that was just made for British television as a history movie. And it's so good. Alan Rickman is perfect as Rasputin, and Ian McKellen is perfect as the Tsar of Russia. So Rasputin was a advisor to the Russian monarchy, who people believed that he was a wizard who could do magic. Yeah, whether you believe that he really was a wizard who could do magic or not, I think the whole idea of the Russian monarchy hiring a wizard to help them during a time where the plot's pretty similar to like Les Mis, where there's a lot of starvation and people are uprising. Great movie. Next, we're going to go to romantic comedies, and we're going to start with quite a deep movie that Four Weddings and a Funeral. As the title suggests, it's about a man that attends 4 weddings and a funeral, and it's about how the life of himself and his friends develop over that time. Good look at romance, in my opinion, because you get to see like different people's views on love. Like Hugh Grant is great in it. He kind of plays a character that's possibly he's got like a bit of like commitment issues, and it's about him kind of getting over them. It's very funny, it's very touching, great script in it, great dialogue in it. Hugh Grant, I would say he's the greatest actor in the world, but he is fantastic in this movie. A lot of interesting characters. His deaf brother, his ex-girlfriend, his friends that are a gay couple. It's really good, really good. Rowan Atkinson, bit of a scene stealer in it. So the next one is like the best period drama film. This is my personal favourite one, which is Sense and Sensibility. I love this book. I love Pride and Prejudice as well, and I almost put Bridget Jones's Diary on this list as the best adaptation, but I chose Four Weddings and a Funeral instead because I feel like Four Weddings and a Funeral has slightly better script. But yeah, another Hugh Grant film. It's pretty much a straight adaptation of the book Sense and Sensibility. Sense and Sensibility, Pride and Prejudice, Emma, Rebecca, they're probably my favourite period dramas. And yeah, I love this one. It's Alan Rickman, Kate Winslet, Hugh Grant, Emma Thompson. Fantastic cast in my opinion. It's done with sensitivity to the original literature where they haven't changed it too much. It was actually written by Emma Thompson, who starred in the film as well, and she won an Oscar for this screenplay adaptation. Yeah, Kate Winslet really captures that childish naivety where you just fall in love like that and don't think about anything negative to do with the other person. I love her mother in it as well. Emma Thompson's more like the restrained older sister who's maybe looking too much at the negative sides of what might happen if she gets into a relationship. So it's a good dynamic between the young sister who doesn't think anything bad at all and the older sister that's maybe thinking too much, worrying too much, or too much commitment issues about worrying too much about the future. Yeah, love Alan Rickman in it as Colonel Brandon. Great movie. Yeah, Sense and Sensibility. It's supposed to be like having good sense or having romantic sensibilities, like, you know, falling head over heels in love versus worrying too much about the future. Okay, yeah, the next movie is French film Amélie. It's a quirky romantic comedy about two people that love mysteries and how they fall in love over creating mysteries for each other. It's a very quirky French slice of life. It has lots of very relatable moments, like this little tin box that he keeps his little childhood toys in and stuff. I think it's very cute. And I think ultimately the romance isn't necessarily even the most important thing about this movie. It's Amélie herself. It's the character of Amélie and how she enjoys life by looking at the little things in life and taking great pleasure in them. I think it's very heartwarming how much pleasure she takes in helping people and doing little things for people. Because I think a lot of us do feel like that, where we like to help people and do little things for them. So I wasn't sure to put this on the list or not because I'm kind of hit and miss with Lord of the Rings. But Lord of the Rings, I went for the Twin Towers because it's the one with the big fight scenes in it. Lord of the Rings, this is for best fantasy movies. Lord of the Rings, the books at least, are so copied, like you cannot even barely name a fantasy that's not that doesn't take a lot from Lord of the Rings. But special effects are great, actors are great in this, the directing's great in it, iconic scenes in it, fantastic fight scene in the end. I do think the CGI looks a bit crummy in it. So yeah, I felt like I kind of had to have Lord of the Rings on it. So my next best fantasy movie is Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. I personally like Temple of Doom more than the first one. I know a lot of people prefer the first one. But yeah, Temple of Doom captured my imagination when I was a kid. I loved this movie and I had the Indiana Jones like fake Lego. Like back when I was young, Lego wasn't all branded like it is nowadays. It was like the fakest like kid on Indiana Jones Lego where you had like a little pit that the Lego guys could fall into. It had like a skeleton in it and stuff. I don't like the alien skull one. I felt like that movie was not good, and I don't like the time travel one either. But yeah, this movie, iconic part of my childhood. Love Indiana Jones. Harrison Ford is fantastic in it. Love the character. I think he's one of the all-time great heroes. It's cool that he's like an archaeologist. Steven Spielberg, one of the all-time greatest directors. I really don't think you can go too wrong with Indiana Jones. And yeah, for me personally, Temple of Doom is probably my favorite one. This one is a left field pick, I admit, because I think a lot of people haven't heard of this movie. And I tried to suggest it to Winston, but he said he didn't know how to spell it or something. I don't know. But yeah, this film is The Adventures of Baron Munchausen, which is a fantasy epic made by the director from Monty Python. And it's got some of the cast of Monty Python in it. This movie went hilariously over budget to the point where Terry Gilliam probably never really got big budget again. But this movie is amazing. It's, yeah, Robin Williams is in it. Uma Thurman's in it. It's about a character who, he is a legendary character that Barry Munchausen that they do plays about. But a lot of people don't believe the stories are true. They think the stories are made up. But he ages depending on how much people believe his stories. So the more people that believe he's a great hero, the younger he becomes. The more adventure he lives, the stronger, and he becomes that hero. Like, if people don't believe his stories and they think that he's just this doddering old man, he loses his powers, he becomes old. I love the cast in this movie. I love the grand scale of the adventure. There's such like quirkiness. I love the directing in it. I love the cinematography, the visuals, the costumes, like everything about this movie I think is really good and really, really underrated. So next on the list for greatest fantasy movies, I have Willow, which is another, not the most famous movie on this list, but I think this is a great fantasy movie. I love Warwick Davis in it. He looks super young, but yeah, I love this and Time Bandits. They're both great movies. Kilmer with his shirt off in the snow, cause why not? Yeah, he's a great hero in it. But Warwick Davis is definitely the scene stealer. I actually like the modern Willow as well, even though it wasn't anywhere near as good as the original. Yeah, it's a great adventure movie. Yeah, I like the fantasticalness of Willow. So next we have greatest Christmas movies, and we have Muppets Christmas Carol. I mean, Michael Caine, he's back on my list. Michael Caine playing this movie super serious. This is Charles Dickens' novel adaptation for that reason, but Kermit the Frog and Michael Caine treating Kermit the Frog super serious as an actor. I love this movie. I'm super excited to watch it on Winston's stream at some point, but I do think we should watch it in the run up to Christmas just to get like excited. Yeah, I really wish they would do like another classic literary adaptation with the Muppets. I don't know why they don't. Even the most recent movies they never did that with. But I would love to see, I mean, we would love to see the Muppets Star Wars, the Muppets, any classic literature done by the Muppets, I feel like would be 10 times better. Yeah, I like Arnold Schwarzenegger. I like a lot of his movies. There's certain actors that I think they're in all good movies, like Robin Williams, Jim Carrey. Arnold Schwarzenegger's up there. Yeah, Last Action Hero is a great movie. I love that movie. So next up is gangster movies. This is Casino, which I was talking about earlier, which is Robert De Niro working in a casino, but the casino is ran by the mob. And it's just like a good movie. Like, it has a great script and dialogue. It's not, mob are always looking for people cheating in the casino. They're always looking for people that's winning too much in the casino and stuff. It's a brilliant movie. This is probably, I would say, one of the best gangster movies ever. Robert De Niro is a great actor and he's fantastic in it. And Joe Pesci is also a great actor and he's fantastic in it. Martin Scorsese, fantastic director. It's all about the casino, the corrupt casino, them trying to stop people from gambling. There's people trying to take from the till. There's a lot of like interplay between the different gangsters that work in the casino. Yeah, Sharon Stone's great in it. Joe Pesci is the scene stealer though. Because, yeah, him being head of the mob, but him being such a small guy is really funny in it. But he still somehow has like an incredible aura. Another great gangster movie is this British one called Lock, Stock, Two Smoking Barrels, which is the reason why Jason Statham's famous. Him and his friends, they desperately need to make some money. That's basically the plot. So they're not really the gangsters. There's other gangsters kind of going on, but they are gonna come up with a scheme to con the gangsters, and it's sort of it's a comedy really. It's not really, I don't know. It's like it's a gangster movie. It's a comedy. It's just an all-round great movie. The script is great in it. The characters are all great in it. It's so funny. Vinnie Jones is great in it. Yeah, everybody is great in this movie. So yeah, these guys, they want to make money. They decide the best way to do that would be to con some gangsters. So yeah, one of the all-time greatest gangster films ever. Love this movie. It's so funny. Yeah, Sting is in it for no reason. Sting, you know, the singer Sting, he's randomly in it. He's like the guy's dad in it or something. But yeah, such a funny movie with so many great scenes. Vinnie Jones and his son, like Minnie. It's like he's basically got a son who's like a mini me version of him, and he like dresses the same as him and stuff, and he's going about with his son, and his son's like trying to act like he's a big hard man and stuff, but his son's like really young. So good. So the last one, again, crime thriller, is Shawshank Redemption, which is set in a jail. A guy gets sentenced to life imprisonment, and it's him trying to come to terms with that, trying not to lose like hope, trying not to succumb to negative thoughts. Hope is like the central theme of this movie, where all these criminals are, yeah, stuck in jail together. Morgan Freeman is great in it. It's a little long. That's my only criticism of this movie, as it is quite long. But it's such a good film, great dialogue. Great, yeah. But this movie, like a lot of the movies on this list, it's really to do with the characters, the script, the way they interact with each other. The directing is fantastic on this movie. It is considered by a lot of people to be the greatest movie of all time. So I'm gonna kind of wrap it up soon, but we'll start with, we're just gonna do like a few modern movies before I end. So this movie is kind of a crime thriller as well, but it's more like a slice of life comedy drama where this guy is a con man. Yeah, his friend asks him if he could pretend that he has a degree so he can teach this family that he works for until he gets back from. So it kind of devolves more and more, you know, this rich people are really gullible thing. He just becomes more and more of a con man, and as his whole family starts to get involved, with his sister and his mom and his dad, and this movie is so funny. I think this movie, it might not be for everybody because it's very subtly done, and the ending, which I'm not going to spoil, but it kind of surprised people. I didn't mind the ending because I felt like it kind of shocked. It did have a bit of a shock factor to it. But yeah, I love this relationship, like him and his sister, and they're like planning how to lie to this family and stuff. It, as I said, aside from like the controversial ending, I love all the slice of life aspects. I love the mom and dad in it. They're so funny in it. Like, yeah, the whole family are funny in it. Another modern movie that's probably like one of the best modern movies, but Avengers Endgame. I don't think it's as good as Dark Knight, but it's definitely like one of the best like modern movies. It's hard to deny that the Avengers movies were really good, and the Endgame was a fantastic finale to like an already really good series. So I'm not technically putting like these ones in my top list. These are like extra shout outs. So extra shout out to Parasite and extra shout out to Avengers Endgame. I don't think it's as, see, Endgame was in a tough category because it's not as good as Jurassic Park. It's not as good as Star Wars. It's not as good as Dark Knight. It's not as good as The Matrix. So aside from that, the Endgame is like a fantastic movie and I love it. It was in a tough category. Another movie that gets an honorable mention as being one of the better movies of recent years is, okay, this movie is super weird, but I thought she was great in it and the script was great in it. Yeah, this guy, I also thought he was brilliant in it as well. He thinks that this woman is an alien. He's convinced this woman is an alien, so he kidnaps her. He has this plan to kidnap her and like imprison her in his basement until she admits she's an alien. And that's the premise for this movie, and it's so good. It's pretty funny at times, uncomfortable at times. It gets pretty deep. yeah, he shaves her head because he thinks her hair will enable her to contact the mothership. But it's a very interesting relationship between, yeah, this guy that's he's convinced this woman's an alien, so he's locked her in his basement. And the woman is constantly trying to convince him to let her go. And this movie is, yeah, really weird movie. And it's very I don't know, I can't even really describe this movie, but this movie is a fantastic movie. Emma Stone is great in it. And it's definitely like it's a different movie, like from, yeah, very original and different movie. And the last honorable mention is for a movie called American Fiction, which has basically the same plot as The Producers or that Michael Caine book one I forget the name of. But it's basically about how in the media black people are often expected to act black or portray harmful negative stereotypes about black people. Like that they're all from the hood and they're gangsters and they talk a certain way and they act a certain way. And Jeffrey Wright is nothing like any of those stereotypes. But he kind of does the same thing in The Producers where he he writes something that's supposed to be a parody on blaxploitation novels, but it actually starts to become popular. So yeah, Jeffrey Wright's just so good in it. The script is so good in this. There's some brilliant lines in it. I think this is probably the best movie of like modern years for like a comedy because he's just so funny. It's got touching moments, deep moments in it. It makes some big points about the portrayal of black people in media, and yeah, big shout out to American Fiction, which is oh yo yo, hey, how's it going? What did you think of my list? Like I did do some genres that aren't my favorite genres, so I tried to do it by genre rather than just my favorite ones. And cover so I could cover like a lot more different kind of stuff that different people would like. I don't think you should hold any of these films up to their genre and say that you don't like this genre, so it's going to be a bad movie, because I genuinely think the scripts and the acting and the directing on all of these movies is all 10 out of 10. Obviously, I'm not the biggest fan of westerns. The only thing I didn't really put on the list is war movies. I was going to put Apocalypse Now on it. But yeah, all the movies I picked are like, pretty much most of them are very funny, well written movies. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed my list, and yeah, don't judge any of the movies just because it's in black and white or it's a gangster film or something. You should be open to trying them out. Lots of love.